a whirlwind, wasn't it, of summitry late last November from G20 to APEC. Are bilateral relations finally moving in the right direction?
No, I don't think so. I think they've stopped moving in a destructive direction as rapidly as they had been. But despite President Biden and Chairman Xi's meeting in Bali and their clear interest in avoiding war and in trying to slow destructive tendencies, there's no evidence that either man has reconsidered his positions, his beliefs about his own country or the other country, has changed their strategies or their tactics. A desire for a timeout, but no desire for change.
Robert, but how does China's reopening change international relations and change the entire narrative? And how significant is it? And could vaccine diplomacy, perhaps, joint ventures maybe between vaccine developers from Europe or the US and China mark a way forward in terms of cooperation?
So policies of reform and opening have been a major banner, a major focus for China for several decades. And it's usually been both sides, reform and opening. Clearly, with the reopening of China beginning on January 8th, when foreigners will be able to go to China without facing any COVID-related obstacles, there will be over the next few months a new release of energy, enthusiasm, relief, primarily from the Chinese people themselves, but also there will be more interest from multinational corporations, which will now be able to visit their factories, to reconnect with their Chinese partners. We should expect some uptick in growth from that. But how great that will be and how sustained it will be are very hard to say, because it's not just about opening, it's also about reform. Changing the way that China does business, which the United States and many other countries have been requesting for decades. Xi Jinping really left the path of reform after the 18th Party Congress in 2013. So merely saying the doors are open isn't going to cut it. It's not going to be like the old dispensation. We've had 10 years of Xi Jinping, 4 years of trade war, 3 years of tech war, going back to putting Huawei on the entity list, and the tech war is still gathering steam. We've had 3 years of pandemic and 1 year of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which China supports. So there's no going back to openness in the old style. And Xi Jinping to date has shown no interest in real reform. So an uptick, yes. Is it going to be a sea change? There's no reason to think so yet.
Hi, I'm Emily Tan, and thanks for watching CNBC. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.